Anatomy of flowering plant, the tissue system, anatomy of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plants. Okay, so the tissue, right? The tissue, right? Now the tissue system. So the epidermal tissue system, the epidermis. Epidermis is the outermost layer of the primary plant body. Epidermis. Now there is cuticle, stomata, guard cells, subsidiary cells, stomatal apparatus, root hairs, trichomes. So this is all in the epidermal tissue system. Now the diagrammatic representation: stomata with bean shaped guard cells normally and stomata with double shaped guard cells in grasses. Okay, so look at the diagram. So outside epidermal cells, then around them subsidiary cells, then guard cells having chloroplast, and then stomatal aperture forms the stomatal apparatus. So the stomatal aperture, guard cells, and the surrounding subsidiary cells are together called stomatal apertures. Now subsidiary cells, so these are the specialized cells. Okay, now guard cells, what are these? So each, okay, so stomata, okay, so cuticle. So outside of the epidermis is often covered with a waxy thick layer called the cuticle, which prevents the water loss. Okay, now cuticle is absent in roots. Okay, stomata are structures present in the epidermis of leaves. Stomata regulate the process of transpiration and gasification. Now each stomata is composed of two bean shaped cells known as the guard cells. So stomata made up of each bean two bean shaped guard cells. Now dumbbell shape in the grasses. Now ground tissue system. So ground tissue, you see they have the mesophyll. So ground tissue system, all tissues except epidermis and vascular bundle constitute the ground tissue. Okay, now mesophyll, what are these? So these are the cells. Okay, parenchymal cells are usually present in cortex, pericycle, pith, medullary rays, in the primary stems and roots. In leaves, the ground tissue consists of a thin walled chloroplast containing cells and is known as the mesophyll. Now vascular tissue system. Now you have the cambium, open vascular bundles, closed vascular bundles, then radial vascular bundles, and conjoined type of vascular bundles. So cambium, what is this? In dicotyledonous stems, cambium is present between phloem and xylem. Such vascular bundles, because of the presence of cambium, possess the ability to form the secondary xylem and phloem tissues, hence are called the open vascular bundles. They are open for the secondary growth. Now the other thing is the closed vascular bundles. So they do not form the secondary tissues, they are called closed. Now so when xylem and phloem within a vascular bundles are arranged in an alternate manner on different radii, the arrangement is called the radial, such as in roots. Now conjoined type of vascular bundles, the xylem and phloem are situated at the same radius of vascular bundles. Okay, see in the diagram. So various types of vascular bundles: radial vascular bundles, conjoined closed vascular bundles, the conjoined open vascular bundles. So you see in the first diagram that xylem and phloem are at different radii. So these are the radial vascular bundles and conjoined vascular bundles when xylem and phloem are attached together. You see inside xylem and outside, that is phloem and conjoined open, because of the presence of cambium between xylem and phloem is on the outer side. So anatomy of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plants. So dicotyledonous root, they have in epidermis, cortex, endodermis, capillary and trips, pericycle, conjoined tissue and stele. So this is about the dicotyledonous roots and monocot roots. The pith is large and well developed. Polyarch xylem bundles in monocot, more than 6. Okay, now see in the diagram dicot root, primary and monocot root. So root hair, epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, protoxylem, metaxylem, pith, phloem. Root hair, epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, phloem, protoxylem, pith, metaxylem. Okay, there are conjunctive tissues. The parenchymatous cells which lie between the xylem and the phloem are called the conjunctive tissues. Now stele made up of, on the inner side of the endodermis, such as pericycle, vascular bundles and pith. All three structures form the stele. Now what is pericycle? Next to the endodermis lies a few layers of thick walled parenchymatous cells referred to as pericycle. Caspian strips, waxy material, sovereign in form, impermeable to water. Endodermis, innermost layer of the cortex, is called endodermis. So root hairs, epidermis, then cortex, then endodermis, then pericycle, protoxylem, metaxylem, pith, phloem.